very few things are actually new to the makeup world. Most of these things are things that I've had in my collection that I'm now either rediscovering or I've just devoted a lot of my time to. Like, I didn't have a lot of time to get ready in the morning last month, weeks and weeks ago. And I used it every night. I used that sample every single night, and I noticed a distinctive difference that I could contribute to that product. I think so often I'm trying a lot of products all at once and it's hard to pinpoint what is the thing that's nice and what is the thing that's making a change. It was the Full of Grace Solid Serum. And then I ran out of my sample and I was devastated, and I was waiting until I had gotten this bone. I love it so much. It has like mushroom, I don't know what specifically it is, hydration levels, how glowy my skin looks, and how much I'm breaking out in the morning. The more moisturized, the most mattifying foundation I've ever tried from the drugstore, but I think it's this. I've been using it kind of like a true BB cream. I've basically cut how much foundation I skin and it stays matte because, like I said earlier, my T-zone is so oily that I feel like it's everything I need. It's that light coverage that just evens out my redness. It's that mana. This actually was super famous in old school beauty YouTube videos because people first became a thing. I specifically remember like Kathleen Lights talking about this. I think that's why I bought this. Oh my god, somebody else uses it to set their face. I'm not ridiculous. Because like I said, it's a bronzer, but most people use it as a highlight, but I am so fair that it just like thin formula and it doesn't have like crazy like tart. I have this big poofy bronzing brush, this smaller kind of, these are amazing because of this crazy, I will say I didn't like because it's a little too tiny, and it kind of, like I brought up the fan brush thing earlier, this acts like a highlighting fan brush. I don't like soft kind of glow from within highlighters. This could be the brush you would use. And I thought they must be a gimmick. I thought the shape was ridiculous, and that's why I have one. Like, I will make sure that every day I have one plus a backup because hashtag not sponsored, hashtag not affiliated, hashtag I seriously don't have a code. This is the Morphe M2. Bear with me. This is a super razor thin, basically for baking the under eye region, because I bake not so much to like set my concealer porous and like, I want to say denser, but that's not the right word. Product, whether it's wet or dry, it picks up so much powder and can place a really, that keeps that featheriness up for me. It's the only thing that keeps a distinctive shape for me. I love like a little bit quicker than past brow gels that I use, but because like everyone knows about Luminoso, which I have Luminoso. Everyone knows this is like a cult classic. And then another classic glowy blush. This is also like a YouTube staple. The Too Faced Papa Don't Peach Blush. It does have that synthetic Too Faced. It looks a little too dark for my skin tone in the swatch, but like I said, I can blend it out to work really nice and very blinding for that reason. But you can also sheer these out nicely as well. So if you're not into beaming like a lighthouse, you could like these, but if you a color dupe for the Amrezy highlighter, but formula wise they're very different. Amrezy's, everything just looks wet and glimmery and awesome. Shit ton of glitter in these though. Yeah, whenever I apply these I get glitter in my eyelashes, glitter in my eyebrows. Like, I really have to accept that there will be glitter in places I don't want them when I use this highlighter, but that's okay to me because that I'm so into. There's a little bit of blue in it as well, like in this lighting. It's crazy prismatic. Love this so much. I had wanted to try the JD Glow highlighters for so long and they were always sold out, and then the stars had aligned and I was able to get them and I love them so much, but this one is my favorite out of the ones I've tried so far. It's remember that Christmas ornament story? Like, this is it. This is the effect that I was talking about. It's perfect. This video is going to be so long and I apologize. I have, of course, been loving some eyeshadows lately. Like I said, some of these eyeshadows you can't get right now, but I want to talk about them. So something that I've had in my collection that I've like from a company called Her Mannerisms. You can no longer get Lucid Dreaming 1 palette, which I don't understand why they took this away because this is an awesome formula. So the palette is gigantic. I've reviewed both of these palettes before And basically my consensus was I did not really care for the matte formula so much, and I stand by that. I don't really reach for these mattes, but this metallic formula is crazy, out of this world, ridiculously perfect for what I'm looking for. They're like exactly like how I just described those highlighters. This is a really thick dimethicone foiled metallic, and I love these color choices so much. I'm gonna swatch these ones and then get into the palette that's still available. This formula is like mind-blowingly good. I'm gonna like, look at that. Holy shit. These are so good. The Lucid Dreaming 2 palette though is the one that's still available. So if you're interested in this formula at all, right now it's like $18 this palette. And hashtag not sponsored, but again, the metallics in this one, and these are like more unique colors in my opinion. You don't see these kind of colors very often. I said that when I reviewed it, but these are like more gothy kinds of colors. But it's that same ridiculous metallic formula that, I don't know, this also is a formula that could definitely be tricky to use because it's like kind of almost difficult to pick up with a brush. So you should either like use your fingers like this, or wet the brush, or use like a good glitter glue. But when you do that, you get such a crazy high shine metallic formula. Again, I don't know why they're getting rid of the eyeshadow palettes, because to me that's a killer product. But I will say, because I'm bringing up palettes that are currently on their way out, that basically are in all of the shades in both of these palettes. In fact, I was actually going to buy their loose pigment. Like, they have a loose pigment palette. They have a Lucid Dreaming loose pigment palette. And I was going to buy it until I really looked at these palettes and saw that basically all of the colors that I love in both of these palettes were duped in those pigments. So, if you're looking at this from a color standpoint and you're like, I can't believe I can't get these colors, look into the loose pigment palette. Again, I can't speak for the quality, I can't speak for how they perform, but color-wise they're exactly the same. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not. I'm still kind of tempted to get them, but I won't. I won't. And then before, when I was talking about like wanting to grab products that just work for me, that I know are reliable, I really just have had such a love affair with the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette, which I checked right before going if they're going to bring it back one more time. I would have said they're probably not bringing it back if they hadn't brought it back the last time that they did. So now I'm kind of thinking this might be coming back again because the page isn't down. The page is still up on their website. I don't know. I just love these green tones, these kind of mustardy, mildewy tones, that the browns perfectly go well with these greens. Every time I use this palette, people are like, what is that? It's amazing looking. They blend so nicely. I love this palette so much. I love greens so much. I've been so into greens lately. Which brings me to my last eyeshadow love affair. These are two custom single eyeshadow palettes. This one is one that my friend Jenna had actually made me and sent me with things that she was decluttering from her collection, things that she had duplicates of. She was so kind enough to make me Jenna, and I've been pairing it with the You're Dreamy ColourPop palette that I designed myself. So first I'll show you the palette that Jenna made for me. I did rearrange the colors from the order that she sent it in, and I did swap out one shade for the shade Half-Life from Clionadh Cosmetics, which was a single that you got if you ordered their Archeo and Paleo palettes early enough. So I kind of did rearrange what she sent me, but this is pretty much all exactly perfectly what she sent. These are all like a range of things that I would never purchase for myself. There's some ColourPop shadows, some Looksy, some Sydney Grace, some Anastasia, some Coastal Scents. There's like a good mix. But this color selection is amazing, and it's been perfect to pair with the powders, all kinds of colors. It flatters purple looks, it flatters red looks, it flatters green looks, and it just made Rum, which I only recently just got, but it's kind of like a purpley reddish brown. I love a brown gloss. This is really good for when I want to, like, the most ridiculous concealer lip, like think of the Chill So Much, like a whited out lip. Oh my god. So today I'm wearing Oh Snap, but I also really like Fairy Floss from ColourPop for the same effect. Like putting like a wearable acceptable nude lipstick on, but then pairing it with the most nude lip gloss ever, so you just have wet looking skin lips. This sounds horrific, but I love it. It's been what I've been loving lately. It's such a cool look. It looks so like art. It looks very like Sacha Velour, like Vogue, like runway to me. I don't know why, because it's so ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like nude lips that don't look right. I love that. And then I want to talk about some lifestyle favorites to just wrap this up. We're done with the makeup, but I got some other cool stuff I want to talk about. First, as you all know, I've been on this like self-care journey since the start of 2019. I think it's because my job has just been so stressful and like taking such a toll on me that I had to start doing these things to take care of myself, or else I was gonna just like disintegrate into nothingness. One of the things I've been doing is taking a lot of baths, and I'm enjoying it while I can because a lot of the apartments that we've been looking at don't have bathtubs, and that sucks, but I've been taking a lot of baths, and I've really perfected my bath taking methods, and I really love bath salts. So I've learned that Dr. Teal's is a cruelty-free brand, which is awesome because their bath products are choice, and they're all like $6 or less. They make bubble bath, they make the sea salts, they make like bath oils, they make all kinds of bath stuff. I've been really loving their Epsom salt baths. I have the lavender one, which is for soothing and sleep. I love the smell of lavender. You can find lavender in my oil diffuser at like any given moment. I love it so much. But I've also tried like the Himalayan pink salt, one of these that I love. These are really nice. I was told by my massage therapist to start taking Epsom salt baths because the Epsom salt really helps to just pull the ache out of your body, and I totally think that that's true. I feel so much better after I soak in an Epsom salt bath. Also, been loving getting a massage every month as well. That's been a favorite as well. Oh my god, I've been noticing that my sleep is better since I've been doing it. But the salts, lay it down, run the water, and then put bubble bath in there. The combination of the two things. And then put like a lo-fi mix on. Oh. That's another thing I've been into lately, and a lot of you guys know that if you follow me on Instagram. I've been really into lo-fi music lately, and these lo-fi mixes that I'm able to find on YouTube. I'm going to put a playlist below of all my favorites, but if you have ones you think I should listen to, let me know. If you don't know, and I know about lo-fi from like Tumblr, and also when Vine was still an app, people would put lo-fi music to like clips of like Studio Ghibli movies, and I don't know, I think it's just, I've always been like, what is that? And like looked into it. So lo-fi music is like jazzy, chilled out hip hop, and it's like ukuleles and string guitars and like beats mixed with like audio clips from like movies or TV shows or other music or like old time music, and it has this like jazzy, fun, uplifting feel to it. I'm probably not like describing it in a way that gives it justice. There's also like, I've been specifically listening to like very upbeat ones or very calming ones. Like before I go to bed, I've been listening to lo-fi music to like soothe myself into sleep, or I'll listen to it in the tub, or I'll listen to it in the morning when I start doing my makeup. Like I kind of have been watching less YouTube and just listening to more music. There's also a lot of like sad mixes out there and depressing mixes. I've been trying to stick with the more upbeat ones, but it's been changing my life. Like that, I know people say that like in an exaggerative like beauty guru way, but really I feel how different my mood is because I've just been listening to this music all of the time. And I like will be at work and I'll just think about like, oh man, when I get home I'm gonna like lay in bed and just listen to these lo-fi mixes. They've been so soothing and so comforting to me. That, and I brought up the lavender oil thing. I've been really into just like scents and like aromatherapy, and I have my diffuser going at any given moment. It's going right now. Like I've been just really into scents and relaxing and calming music and calming thoughts and like calm, chilled atmospheres. I've really been trying to put a high ticket price on just relaxing and not doing anything stressful if I don't have to. Like taking care of my shit and then making time to relax, because I'm someone who's spent most of my life feeling guilty when I'm doing nothing. Like when I was in school, I felt guilty if I wasn't doing schoolwork. At home, I feel guilty if I'm not doing YouTube. Like I need to stop feeling guilty for doing nothing, because doing nothing is doing something. And I have two fun like home stuff that I want to talk about. So this guy I freaking love. This is this wood statue guy. He's gigantic. That I got from Home Goods around Halloween time. He's like, he has such cool detail to him. I love him so much. I'm so excited to like proudly display this in a cool area when we move. And then this is new to me, but I fucking love it so much. Oh my god. So this is my Valentine's Day gift from Matt, actually. What this is an antique Halloween mask. It's a old devil's Halloween mask. It's like a canvasy, almost like gauze material, and it's being held together by like safety pins. And I got it from a friend of mine who sells like spooky antiques. She has a shop called Witch Fingers. I'm going to link it down below. My friend Danny, she specializes in this, in weird, creepy antiques and mourning jewelry and like death focused kind of old things that are awesome if you're into that. And this was part of her collection. I had wanted it ever since I've met her, and she'd been so kind enough to like take it off her shop for me. She's brought it to events though, and she's always been like, do you want me to hold it for you? I'm like, no, if it sells then it was meant to be. If it's still there waiting for me, it is. And then finally, when Matt was asking me what do I want for Valentine's Day, and God help him if he had to buy me any more makeup, I was like, no, I want that mask that I had been eyeing for so long. And Danny gave me a great price for it. I put it in this frame and it's perfect. And I love it so much. I love that I'm starting to accumulate all of the like spooky household items that I've always dreamt about having in a house. I love it so much. I will say though, like the day I brought it home, Matt gave it like this spooky voice. And I'm like, it did for a split second make me think like, oh god, what did I just do? I just brought something so creepy into my house. But it's perfect. I love him so much. Go check out Danny's shop. If you like any of the spooky things that I ever talk about, or that I like, or that you've seen me like display in the past, then you'll definitely like her shop. She has such a good eye for this stuff. Oh my gosh. And with that, I've been filming this favorites video for like an hour. That is no joke. And with that, that is all of my most recent favorites. That is everything that I've been liking lately. Skincare, makeup, tools, home goods, and beyond, lifestyle, everything. That's what I've been up to lately. That's it. What kind of products have you been loving lately? Please let me know down below. Also, I apologize that like I have 8 million promised reviews that are not up yet. It's kind of because of this. I've kind of recently just really fallen in love with the things that I've already had, and it's taken up a lot of my attention. I'm sorry. Let me know your favorites down below. Let me know what you think about these products down below. If you like favorites videos, if you like digging through your makeup collection, and if you like me, please hit like and subscribe. You can also follow me on my Instagram, which is also Spookylist and Fat Hips, to see what I'm up to when I'm not on YouTube, what kind of things I'm buying, what I'm using lately, etc. And that is everything I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys!